Today my lesson is on folklore. The last week and this week as well, we've been speaking about stories, and we've been focusing on legends, folklores and myths. It's a very enjoyable topic because children like to use the imagination, and it's an opportunity for them to be creative. Who can remember what type of legend did we read last week?
How the gods were brothers and
But what was the story called? Michaela?
City of Atlantis.
Good. There was another one we read in the book.
Table Mountains, tablecloth.
Good. Yes. I basically started the lesson with a folklore which they had to read in groups. With my preparation I chose a folklore, I read through it, and there were words in there that could be difficult for the children. Before we start, there are words that I want to discuss with you. The first word is complimented. What does that mean?
It means like if someone compliments you about something that you've done.
Right, and then the next word I want you to explain to me is vain.
It means when you become too proud of yourself.
The next word is plotted.
It means like planned.
They need to understand the meaning of the word to be able to understand what they're reading. Right, we're going to start reading now. I want each group to read a paragraph. Remember, when you are reading, you need to project your voice.
Why?
And what I like to do is put them in groups with the strong reader and average readers, and then maybe one or two learners that struggle. So this group, several days later.
Several days later, Porcupine happened to meet Jackal again.
From there, we just discussed the basics of reading, who the main characters are. Who can tell me who are the main characters in the story?
It's Porcupine. And it is Jackal.
Where does the story take place? Its setting.
Does it take place in the bushvelds?
Now, who would like to summarize quickly what this story is about? It's important to break it down like that because children need to be taught what writing entails. Now, you will see that on your table there's a box. In the box there are things for you to help you write your story. Sometimes children need direction. You know, you can't always leave it open there for them because they don't know where to start. Now, those are going to be your characters for the story that you are going to write. There is also a plastic sleeve, and you will see that there is a fact about a character. Now, that character that is mentioned is going to be your main character in your story. So the main character, I gave them a fact sheet on that, so then they have an idea about the character, and if they want to, they can use that in their writing.
The lifespan of the cricket is less than a year.
You're not allowed to change your main character. And I've given you facts because you can use these facts in your story. I also put a setting in there. They can choose. I normally give them two options, and I give them a topic. And I've given you a setting. For the cricket, I've given the barnyard and the farm. So as a group, you can decide where your setting takes place. It's just for the children who need a bit of guidance and who need ideas. So this is what you're going to discuss now in your group. You've got your group leader, brainstorm, and then when you're ready, just put your hand up and I'll tell you what to do next. And then from there, they brainstorm as a group. They discuss what's going to happen.
It can just be in the farm. So it doesn't have to be in the
To make a lesson more creative or fun for a child, you can be creative. You take things from nature. In this case, I could have taken a twig and maybe a leaf and maybe an apple and put it into the box and drawn a main character. Get children to make things if you need to in the class for English. To be an effective teacher with children, we have to think like they would think. What touches their lives? What is in their world? It's very important as a teacher to put that effort in there because you see the results at the end. We as teachers, we need to give those children the opportunity to be creative and to inspire them to do more than what we are doing for them. The government books that were handed out to the schools, they have a section in there about myths and folklore and fables, and it's actually a very good book to use in your classroom. It's colorful, it has everything that you need to do with the children, so I would really recommend teachers to use that form of resource. Right, grade 5s, once you're happy with your story, you may go outside and practice. I'm going to give you about 10 to 15 minutes. And then you're going to come back and then we're going to listen to the groups. This time I used role playing for them to act out what they had written.
How the spider got its 8 legs.
When they're role playing, they are supposed to listen, and then that would be the revising of the draft work that they've done, the editing of it.
I'm the ant, the nasty one. I'm Hi, I'm the witch doctor.
When a group is busy presenting their story, I want you to be quiet and listen. And see if you can pick up any mistakes. With the role play, children are more than welcome to use props, but make it easy for them to change so you don't waste time.
This is how the story began.
And I'm Max the parrot.
I need you to cast a spell on Cricket and make him ugly.
Many times we think teachers are the navigators of, people presume that we're the clever ones in the class, but actually at the end of the day they are more clever than what we are, because some of the creativity that they come up with and the things that they write, I always stand in awe in what children can think, say and write.
If you're black and lonely, don't come crying to me.
It goes so fast. Me? Cheating? Never.
This is why horses don't have wings.
Thank you, grade 5s. We're going to edit your work. You're all going to write your own story in your workbook 1. After the role play, they go back to their groups and they rewrite their story that it makes sense. I got them to hand in a copy of the group work. And I had some children write or drawing illustrations, and I compiled the book so that they can see their work displayed, and they actually enjoy that a lot. I believe as a teacher that mainly my job is to inspire the love for the language, and I hope that I'm doing that.